Ndị Igbo ekenenu m unu. Asị m ka ụbọchị nke taa dịrị na anyị na mma. Anyị si ka nke onye chiri ya zelo. Dịka o siri ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si wetara unu ya bụ ozi unu jege enu ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ. Nnukwu ozi ka anyị wetara unu. Ya bụ gbasịta maka ya bụ ihe Biafran leader bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. Quote, he replied to a deputy House of Representatives n'okwu o kwuru gbasara maka ya wee yọ Tinubu biko ya lelizie ya. Ịghọtago? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu reply to that statement. So ya bụ ife ka eji maka ya wee bịa n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Gee ya bụ ife Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. Ị ga-esi ya dropụra ife iche n'ụdị nke gị. Alright, over to you, sir.
To all media and general public, subject: upholding the rule of law is more important to me than anything else. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. During my visitation with Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to Aloysius Edumako yesterday, he said he made it abundantly clear that while he is deeply appreciative of the efforts and the widespread calls being made by well-meaning individuals and groups to secure his release, he however instructed his legal team to issue the following clarifications. 1. The matter of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy, pardon, executive clemency, or even amnesty. Instead, it should be an act of simple complying with the subsisting Federal High Court judgment that declared his detention as unconstitutional, or even with the extant international tribunal decisions that separately declare his detention as unlawful. Alternatively, according to Nnamdi Kanu, the decision to free him from detention and discontinue his infamous prosecution can be made by simple resorting to the constitutional provisions that empower the Attorney General of the Federation on the directive of the President to discontinue any prosecutions. Number 2, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is adamant that nobody should plead for beg anybody on his behalf because he has committed no crime. Self-determination, which is the real issue that got twisted to suddenly become a high crime, is an inalienable right guaranteed under the laws of Nigeria, the United Nations, the United Kingdom, and Kenya. Thus, the perverse and unlawful criminalization of his exercise of this right should not unwittingly be encouraged through some misguided appeals for pardon, clemency, or mercy. Thus, releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy or pardon, but an act of abiding by the so-called rule of law. Number 3, inasmuch as those calling for his release are sincere, their calls for pardon or clemency may be misconstrued as a green light to the executive branch or even the court to violate the rule of law by continuing to subject Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a prosecution or trial that does not comport with the tenets of Constitution and Nigeria's treaty obligations. Number 4, instead of begging, those desiring his release should emulate the language and tact used by Afenifere Ohanaeze, World Igbo Congress, ranking members of the National Assembly, American military veterans of Igbo descent, ambassadors for self-determination based in America, the international community, and a host of others who have made it clear that Nnamdi Kanu deserves to be released because he has committed no offense known to the law. If truth be told, it is Nigeria's executive branch which extraordinarily renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that should show contrition for resorting to extraordinary rendition, which is a state crime under the international law and the common law. If any begging must be done, it should be directed to the court to conduct his cases, and that IPOB with the utmost impartiality and adherence to the rule of law, equity, and good governance. Number 5, most importantly, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sincerely thanks everyone working assiduously towards the restoration of security, tranquility, and good order in his beloved Igbo land. Signed by Aloy Ejimako Esquire, the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then in here he posted two different captions. One is from Benjamin Kanu, and another one is from the lawmaker representing one constituency in Ebonyi State. So the one of Benjamin Kanu, Deputy Speaker seeks Nnamdi Kanu's release, urges Tinubu to tamper justice with mercy. Federal lawmaker appeals to Tinubu to pardon Nnamdi Kanu. Under what initiative, my brother? Why are you people so mumu too much? Why indeed Igbo so mumu too much? To pardon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on what ground? Ask yourself this question, this mumu, on what ground? On the ground that he is guilty as charged? If it is guilty as charged for over 5 years, who would say awaiting trial for over 5 years? Or who stay incarcerated, rather is supposed to be in prison if we have committed any offense that you are asking for pardon? On a mumu, you get grade 1. It be like say, once on a enter that chamber, on a brain is no more completed again, because on a keep on dancing to the tune of those the so-called people who are who have the popularity at the reps or at the plenary. Ndara. Talks about peace, said the fight to finish Biafrans versus Nigerians. Credence said the continually holding Nnamdi Kanu in prison by the Nigerian authority is a big slap on the face of Ndi Igbo. My people, when will enough be enough? Ask them all. Eze Chika said, at Aloy Ejimako, I think it is now very clear to you for what IPOB and DOS have been saying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said to your ears in an elementary language for you to understand. Appeal court discharges and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu. Ezu Denwa said those people who are calling for pardon and have mercy are just doing it for their own political purposes. And I said it, for their own political gains. Passion, live, laugh, and love. Autopilot lawyer, we saw what you did. It should be an act of simply complying with the subsisting federal high court judgment that declare his detention as unconstitutional, or even the extant international tribunal decisions that separately declare his detention as unlawful. What is your point now? No point. Just making noise. Chidi Ebele said, we are not pleading anybody to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When the things that is about to take place in the zoo called Nigeria emerge, they themselves will beg him to go with his Biafra. Nobody should beg the pedophiles to release the righteous ones. Emmanuel Gentle Biafra said, our great supreme leader of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still remain resolute on his stand despite his unlawful detention in the hands of the terrorist contraption called Nigeria. Godak Investment said all these political slaves are trying to subjugate justice. They are all slave boys to the Nigerian political system. If not, what do you mean by stating mercy or using the word pardon? Mercy or pardon can only be given to a committed criminals. Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu been convicted? The answer is no. Then what is the mercy and pardon doing there? David Eze said, if hatred for Ndi Igbo will ever allow them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, don't worry, when the time is right, it will happen. Chimeze said, we can never have this kind again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a blessing to our generation, and we must do everything possible to protect him. Odele Jerry Jones said, I have been expecting this for so long now. I hope they take heed. But unfortunately, they won't, because Nigeria is known for twisting and misrepresentation of truth and facts. Daniel Anekwe, may God continue to guide, protect, and give you more wisdom to fight this noble cause towards the unconditional release of His Excellency, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Onyozioma, all these Igbo influenced Fulani boys parading as Igbo politicians still think and believe that everyone will be subservient like themselves. Ndiara, Charles, Nick. Most of these beggars begging for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release are just trying to use it for political gains. Tamper with justice with mercy. Kidnapping him from Kenya is now justice that a lawmaker is begging that they should tamper with mercy. tụfịa akwa ndị eriri eri. Obatasala said the Nigerian court and government must release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Opara Ikechukwu, why didn't you mention at our appeal court discharged and acquitted? At our appeal court quashed all 18 count charges. My brother, it is well. King MOB said this is pure Igbo blood, not mixed, not bastardized. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the strength of heaven in him. You can't break him. He is a special breed prepared for his mother's womb for this task of freedom, and he will prevail at last. Nostradamus prophecy playing out, and I'm seeing that happening. White Thomas saying he's exactly where he is supposed to be. He has no law and order in the zoo according to him, so he wouldn't expect otherwise. More years to him, okay? More years to your entire generation in captivity. Rising Sun said this message is to the zoo. Very simple. Follow your law. Let's forget about this beggy. Simon Ekpa, Alex the Great said, Biafra, see a leader sent by Chukwu Okiabiama. In you, our supreme leader, Ohamadike Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and BG Prime Minister Udogu Obatobiye, Simon Ekpa Njoko, your sacrifices for Biafra will never be in vain. Airborne to the sky. Ika said, I hope you inform him about the deal Kanonta and Co. made with Trumbu's son. This journey will expose every crook involved. May Chukwu Okiabiama keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu strong. Keep on guiding the DOS, every IPOB and all lovers of freedom. According to this, my boy. Rachel Nwosu, Nigeria is a criminal country. It has no respect for its own law and not for the international law as well. They don't care about their citizens' welfare. They arrest, torture, and kill those against their evil ways. The extraordinary rendition of our leader, and they must release him now. There's no two ways about that. Stan Rex said, very nice and clear. It is just as IPOB said it. Also, the verdict is clear and we have nothing to do with the court anymore. Why would the court require begging when it has given its verdict? We hope you are not trying to take us back to where we started from. Hashtag release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and it have to happen now. Igbo tweet said, super press release. We are behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his high-rated legal team. Oliver Agwasim, also true talk. My people, we are coming back again with another prepared big Obonga news. So like, share, comment, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos. I still remain Okulora One Nation. I'll be right back. Kemesiano.
ndị be anyị gwadalụ ndị nne unu si wee soro n'elu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24. Gịnị ka unu were ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ the press release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the media gbasara maka ndị na-ayọ si federal gọọmenti ya lapịa. So ka efu nwere ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife dropụra ifu nche n'elu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24 bụ ebe anyị si were wetara onye bụ ozi dị oke mkpa. Ngwanụ ka ọ dị